keeping secrets of different bills. At Uncle Demi, you need it, I got it listed here. You wanna make it, I'll show you just how to make it here. I got all the rarest bills, and I ain't done yet. Went from defenders to making bills like a prospect. Flow space and slashes to catching us with a lot of threat. You keep the medals cause the right one's coming up next. Only scratch the surface. Still they try to drag my name in dirt, they try to bring me down. See me winning, you ain't like me then.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is your man, Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you. Alright, now listen. Before we get into this video, you know exactly what you need to do, my nephews and nieces, man. Go ahead and drop a like right now, okay? Drop a like right now. Let's get this video to 1,000 likes. Uncle Demi is about to bring y'all a very unique special build. Obviously, the two-way stretch playmaker is a build that we cannot create in the game, okay? We know this. We know this. I've said this numerous times throughout my streams on Twitch. So if you don't know about that, I do stream on Twitch. Check that out on Twitch, right? I said that numerous times in my tweets. You cannot make the all-around threat in a two-way stretch playmaker. You cannot make that, right? Well, just like I did with the all-around threat, Uncle Demi has came to y'all with something that is extremely close to what a two-way stretch playmaker should look like, right? Now, before we go any further than that, man, please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, okay? We are sitting at, right now currently, let me go ahead and pull this up. Let me see where we're at. Right now, we're sitting at 51,658 subs, okay? And of course, we're trying to get that 60K soon in June. I want to hit 60K extremely early compared to what we did last time when we was in May. So, excuse me. So let's make sure we go ahead and subscribe up. I know a lot of my videos are on the recommended. So of course you don't necessarily, sometimes don't even know that you're not even subscribed. All right, so check right now, see if you have that bell clicked. I mean, subscribe, and also make sure you hit that bell notification. And let's get straight into this video, okay? So what makes this build extremely complicated to make, all right, my nephews and nieces, is the fact that it's a two-way stretch playmaker. So as you read the name, it automatically lets you know that you have to have defense, shooting, and playmaking. And as we all know, when you're making any build, you're not gonna have 3 tiers, okay? You're not gonna be able to have the 3 tiers unless it is something that is outside of green, right? If you take green out the chart, you can get that. So what I'm saying is that you get a two-way, right, slashing playmaker, right? Because that does not have green in it. You're not gonna get anything that has the green, defense, and playmaking all into one. You're not gonna have that, okay? So let's just look at some things real quick that really stands out to me. As you look at his finishing, Draymond Green does not have any finishing, right? His finishing are not off the charts. What is off the charts is this right here, 85 three-point shot, all right? 85 three-point shot is off the charts. And then also, the post-hook, post-fade, and post-move, that's all good and dandy. They're actually surprisingly pretty, like, below average, or average, you can say, or maybe above average, I guess. But then here, the pass accuracy is an 84, the ball handling is a 77. All right, now if you do not know what triggers, right, a name to be changed, it's usually when you hit 78 on something, okay? So let's just go ahead and put this in perspective. Having a 78 pass accuracy, a 78 three-point shot, and then in a 78 interior defense, you're not gonna be able to get that. That's why you can't get the name, okay? Now, you look at his interior defense, it's a whopping 97. That is ridiculous, right? We all know how Draymond Green played back when he was considered at his best, right? This is before Kevin Garnett joined them. I mean, Kevin Durant, what the heck am I talking about? Kevin Durant joined them, and obviously he did a lot at the 5. He played a lot at the 5, and listen, they won championships without KD, and obviously things have changed a little bit now with the injuries of Steph Curry and stuff, but it's very interesting to see how they do the following year, but that's another story. Look at this, 85 steal, 80 block, right? And then you have an 85 defensive rebound. But then look at this right here. Where you at? Speed's a 73 and your strength is a 90. So when you're looking at a build like this, I just want to show those to y'all because it's so hard to make something like this. And then look here. Again, let's not worry about the finishing because he doesn't have anything here. Look at the shooting. He just has bronze badges, right? Catch and shoot, green machine, pick and popper. There's nothing special there, okay? Then you look at the playmaking. This is when you start to get the different colors of the silver and gold. So you look at the break starter, dimer, downhill, flashy passer, floor general, Lob City passer, needle. And then you go on the defensive side. Look at all this gold. This is where he truly shines. And you have your first Hall of Fame badge of defensive leader. Okay? So, please keep all that in mind. I will refresh you a little bit while we're making the build. But let's go ahead and head over to the My Player Builder. And let's try to make the two-way stretch playmaker. Right? All right, my nephews and nieces. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it, okay? So obviously with this build, it is a power forward. Now, I did experiment a little bit because obviously Draymond Green, he is only 6'7", okay? So I thought about going into the small forward and making the build, and it just didn't come out the way that I wanted it to because obviously we're trying to get something similar to the name, all right? So you could go small forward with this build, yes, and you'll get a completely different name. And if you're happy with that name, by all means, nothing really changes other than the fact is that if you go small forward, you do get ankle breaker, you do get space creator, you do get those really good badges that you will want if you want to have playmaking takeover, right? But for me, just to kind of keep just the whole aspect of trying to make this build at the power forward / center position, I'm going to go ahead and stick with this. And honestly, it's not bad either. So let's go ahead and continue. Power forward. The pie chart that I went with is going to be defense and playmaking. So obviously, when we were breaking down his roster and the badges that he had, you saw that you started to see the yellows in the Hall of Fame and the silvers when you went into the defense and the playmaking. So that's what we went into, okay? Now, I do know the first question everybody's going to ask is that, hey, Uncle Demi, what about the shooting? His shooting was so high. Well, as we do know in this game, you do not need to have a high shooting attribute. If you watch me on Twitch, again, like I said, watch me on Twitch, guys. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. You see right now I'm playing on my multi-position defender. I only have a 53-point shot, and I'm sparking over and over again. You do not need a high shooting attribute to be able to shoot on this game. And let's be honest, if we had to sacrifice something when it comes to Draymond Green, you definitely can't sacrifice playmaking and you definitely can't sacrifice defense. So you have to sacrifice the shooting. Remember, you cannot make this build into My Player Builder. We're trying to make something extremely close to it when it comes to my player in my career, okay? So we're going with this. Then, of course, remember, he had a 90 strength and a 75 speed. So what are we going to pick? What are we going to pick, my nephews and nieces? We're going to pick something that has strength and speed. That's what we're going with, strength and speed. So that's the pie chart that I'm picking. Remember, I'm trying to make this just like as close to Draymond Green as possible. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. So as we remember, Draymond Green, he only had a 75 close shot. He only had a driving dunk of a 74, and he only had a standing dunk of 55, and it just was really average. But again, when we're trying to make a build in the My Player Builder, just like I did my Magic Johnson build, we're gonna go ahead and give him some things that he probably will not have in real life, but we wanna make sure we have this. So we're gonna max out the top 3, okay? We're gonna max out the top 3. And then what we're gonna go here for the shooting, we're gonna max out mid-range, 3-point shot, free throw, and then go 57 on the post fade. That's gonna give you exactly 7, all right? Remember, on the pass accuracy, we wanna go 83. Ball handling, we wanna max out to a 65. That's gonna give you exactly 10, all right? Then what we wanna do here is go ahead and max out all these up top, right? And then on the defensive rebounds, we want to max that out to an 87. And then we're going to lose the remaining 10 here. That's going to give you 18. So what you're looking at is 5, 7, 10, and 18. Now, when you have the 5 finishing badges, that doesn't seem like a lot. Now, understand this, my nephews and nieces, and I think I should stress this beforehand, right? This build is basically the all-around threat in a two-way slashing playmaker type builds. They are more so tailored to legends. Because now I'm looking at 15, 17, 20, and 28. And that's what really separates not hitting legend and hitting legend. So for ones that are not hitting legend, you won't look at this and be like, man, it's not enough badges, blah, blah, blah. And that's understandable, okay? That's understandable, and I can understand the pain behind that. But for my legends, we look at this and we're like, hey, that's not bad. This looks pretty good, okay? Now, before we go any further and start talking about the attributes, remember, we want to actually, in this time, right? We want to go compact, right? We want to go compact because we're going to do something a little backwards, okay? We don't want him to look chunky and fat because obviously Draymond Green is not like that, but we're going to go compact. We want to go 6'7" like Draymond. Now remember, Draymond Green is actually 230 pounds. That's what they have him as. But what we want to do is we want to get that strength as high as we can. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to max his weight all the way out to 255 pounds. 255, now we'll give him 94 strength, which means he'll have 95 strength, which is really, really good. Then, with your wingspan, you want to keep your wingspan and you want to go ahead and max that out, okay? And the reason why you want to max that out is, listen, a 62 three-point shot is perfectly fine. A 68 mid-range shot is really good also. You're perfectly fine there. But look at that. Remember, he had an 85 steal, and he had a 85 block, and he had an 80 steal. So we wanted to get something similar close to that. He has an 87 defensive rebound. The interior defense was a whopping 90. We can't get that. But again, you get a +5 to everything here. So, okay, so keep this in mind. So now all of a sudden, you're looking at an 83 interior defense and an 84 perimeter, which is not bad, okay? You're also going to have a 92 defensive rebound. You also have a 91 block. You also have, an 87 steal. Your ball handling will be a 78. Your pass accuracy will be a 90. Your three-point shot will be a 67. Okay, a 67, and then your mid-range is a 73. Listen, that is more than enough with 7 badges also, and we can show you what you can get those 7 badges. But this is what's like a little, I guess you can say nugget that we have. As you see, the driving dunk is an 82. This build will get contact dunks. Now again, we're trying to make a two-way stretch playmaker, but we also know that, listen, we're gonna try to stay in the confines of the My Player Builder, so we're gonna try to do things that obviously we can't get. Yeah, we might not be able to get that high shooting, but guess what we're gonna get in exchange? We're gonna get contact dunks, right? We're gonna get contact dunks with this build. And of course, excuse me, I can't talk right now. We're gonna have a 93 speed, right? You have a 93 speed with a 78 ball handle, so of course you'll be able to speed boost with this build, which is toxic, right? Excuse me. So then, this is where it comes down to, right? Draymond Green obviously has rim protector and playmaking capabilities. We all know that he is the point forward of the Golden State Warriors. He was the facilitator for the Golden State Warriors. They ran a really good motion offense. Steph Curry, he did bring the ball up the court, but once he brought the ball past half court, the ball went into whose hands? It went into Draymond Green's hands at the top of the key. And then they ran their motion offense with a lot of off-ball screens for Steph Curry and for Klay Thompson. And most of the person on the receiving end of that assist is going to be Draymond Green. There's no secret that Draymond Green led the team in assists for obvious reasons. He was a facilitator. Then, of course, we all know how he was the anchor down low when it came to protecting the paint and running with that small ball lineup, or what they used to call the Hampton 5. So again, you can't go wrong with either or. But this is the thing, you also can get contact dunks with this build. So it's up to you. This is what makes this build really good. But let me tell you one thing. When you get playmaking takeover with this build, you immediately become an ISO build, an ISO player, and understand the importance and the strength of having this badge and how scary it is right now with this update. This badge used to be the scariest badge in the game, right? But they did a lot of nerfing to contact dunks. We all know this. This badge right here got a ton of buffs. And right now, this is the scariest badge on the game, so I'm going with this. So check this out, my nephews and nieces. Look at the name of this build, right? Two-way post playmaker. The only thing that's missing is the stretch name. Now understand this. We are a stretch though. We can shoot the three-point ball. We just talked about that. We just looked at it. You will have a 68 three-point shot. So you can shoot. You can shoot the three-point shot, right? Understand, two-way slashing playmakers, you have a higher three-point shot than the two-way slashing playmakers, right? You have a 78 three-point shot, right? You will have an 73 three-point shot. So your three-point shot is actually on the same tier as a two-way slashing playmaker, right? So you can shoot the three, right? And you can play down low, you can play the perimeter, and obviously you are a playmaker. My nephews and nieces, this is about as good as you're going to get to the two-way stretch playmaker name. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and test this build out and go over a couple of badges and get y'all out of here, okay? So then what we're going to do here is max them out to 99. Then on these badges here, what I say you do is you go with contact finisher, because remember, you can get those contact dunks. And then also you want to go with consistent finisher. That just helps you make those layups. Or you can go with Giant Slayer. It doesn't really matter. All right, we go Giant Slayer. All right. Then here, what you want to do is you want to go silver quick draw, right? Silver quick draw. You want to go gold hot zone hunter and silver range. extender. This is going to help you at the top of the key when you do ISO, or if you want to shoot the mid-range shot or three-point shot. Hot zone's the most toxic, then you want to go here. But keep in mind, someone that's a legend, you have 17, this is when things starts to get really toxic, and that's when you really become a true stretch, because obviously you have enough badges to really shoot and spark for the three. Then with your playmaking, this is where you want to go ahead and get your bell out. Of course, get on silver now. Bronze has been nerfed. Remember, my nephews and nieces, you do not have ankle breaker, you do not have space creator. Oh, you do have space creator here, so maybe you can use space creator, right? So then what we'll do is, just like my Magic Johnson build, don't go with the handles for days, because you're not gonna really try to ISO up and stuff like that until you actually get takeover. So then you want to go quick first step. You want to go bell out on silver, and then I will go with space creator just to help you once you do get takeover to have that badge. But for the most part, until then, you'll usually be just someone that's doing pick and rolls, okay? And so then what you want to do here is you want to get your clamps, you want to get your intimidator. Those are the most important. Rebound chaser, rim protector. You want to get chase down artist, pogo stick on silver. That's bang for your buck. And then you want to get brick wall Hall of Fame, because you will be, if you're someone that's setting screens, you will need to have that to help to set those screens, okay? So this is what I will look at as far as the badge lineup, right? Now, let's talk about this. If you want to see me play on this build, my nephews and nieces, you have to tune into me on Twitch. I will be running with this build later on today. Understand that. Later on today, Uncle Demi will be on this build here if you want to see it live and in action. The link is in the description. Make sure you tune in. But other than that, my nephews and nieces, this is your man, Uncle Demi. And of course, you know I'll be back really, really soon, another banger. When I say I'll be back soon, another banger, you know exactly what day I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about tomorrow. I'm out.
Yeah. Rare form, yeah.